Hello everyone, you welcome to this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast of Equinoxe television live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. Dwelling our top stories in this edition of the news, the Cameroon Bar Association says no negotiations. Barrister Michel Ndoki and other lawyers arrested and detained must be set free. Barrister Michel Ndoki was questioned at the special operations arm of the police force in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, yesterday. And also in this newscast, a 5-year-old child is tied and cast into a well. The child was allegedly killed by his own uncle. We shall tell you about that story in this newscast. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news on Equinoxe television. The Cameroon Bar Association has maintained a firm stand and condemnation against the arrest and detention of lawyers in the Republic of Cameroon. This is coming after Barrister Michel Ndoki, official of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political party, was recently arrested and detained in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, alongside other lawyers who were militants of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political party, including the president of that party, Professor Maurice Kamto. Barrister Michel Ndoki was before lawyers yesterday, before judges yesterday at the special. She was questioned rather yesterday by officials of the special operations arm of the police force in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. And we spoke to the president of the General Assembly of the Cameroon Bar Association, Barrister Mofo Evaristos, and this is what he said in this report compiled by Immaculate Fogwe.
Cameroon Bar Association rises in full strength against the arrest and detention of Barrister Michel Ndoki, militant of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, and other lawyers.
You must have read what the president of the Bar Council, who is the mouthpiece of the Bar Association, has published. We decry firmly the conditions under which our colleague Michel Ndoki was arrested. It is alleged she was presented a piece of paper after her arrest that she is a prey, she cannot go out of the country, that she can't leave this territory. It is when she was apprehended that she saw that paper. And so the question is, was she notified of this decision?
To the bar, no negotiation, but the immediate freedom of Michel Ndoki and the other lawyers.
The Bar Council is not pleading. It is the position of the Bar Council that her arrest was under inhumane conditions and that she should be released forthwith. We are not pleading. Her arrest was illegal. And you see, it exposes our own system. A few days to the celebration of the International Women's Day, a woman of her caliber, a lawyer, is arrested under such conditions and brought to Yaoundé. So what is the offense that she has committed?
After her arrest, Barrister Michel Ndoki was subjected to questioning at the Special Operation Unit of the Police Force in Yaoundé on Thursday. She has been one of the front-line anti-electoral hold-up crusaders in Cameroon.
And she is still in detention, as well as the other lawyers. And president of the CRM political party, Professor Maurice Kamto. Coming up, we tell you the sad story of a 5-year-old child tied and cast into a well here in the economic capital of the Republic of Cameroon, Douala. Notably in the Douala 4 subdivision, the child was allegedly killed by his own uncle. The macabre discovery was made today after several days since the child went missing last Sunday. Details in this report. The lifeless body of a 5-year-old child being extracted from a well by rescue soldiers in Bekoko Yato in the Douala 4 subdivision. Lionel Alexis went missing last Sunday.
On that Sunday, there was children there. They were playing in the Quatana. Thereafter, his big elder brother said that she should go to the house and...
He was kidnapped, allegedly by his uncle. Then a search operation began.
Celui qui a commis ce forfait était avec nous.
The child's father, Clovis Gilbert Bobisse, says the alleged criminal was accompanying them in the search for the missing child.
Il y a eu une demande de rançon puisque dès lundi déjà nous sommes arrivés au niveau d'Equinoxe. Nous sommes arrivés dès au niveau après le journal de 13h déjà. On a publié la photo de l'enfant avec des numéros de téléphone. C'est à partir de là.
They received several calls from unknown persons who asked for ransom ranging from 20,000 francs CFA to 1 million francs CFA.
Continuer avec différents numéros. L'autre demandait les 1 million. Je suis au niveau de la Dibamba, je vais vous laisser l'enfant là-bas. Tantôt l'autre dit qu'il est au niveau de Bomono. L'autre nous dit qu'il va, si on lui donne 300 000, parce qu'un autre appel, il dit si on lui donne 300 000, il va laisser l'enfant au niveau de Ndobo.
But all the calls did not yield any fruit. And then came the macabre discovery, Friday.
Up to now, we didn't see the corpse, but the police people said that they tied the child there, they put it inside the hole.
Dieu donnez-moi vos chefs service d'hygiène de la 4e. L'état du corps prouve.
This official of the Douala 4 Council, Dieudonné Moifo, says the state of the corpse indicates that the child was molested and perhaps strangled before being cast into the well.
C'est l'état du corps.
The alleged killer told reporters he wanted 600,000 francs CFA. He is currently in detention at the Research Brigade No. 3 of the National Gendarmerie in Bonaberi, Douala 4.
Suite à la découverte de ce corps sans vie,
investigations under the supervision of the Douala 4 Court of First Instance are on course. A tragic end for Lionel Alexis, the 5-year-old child killed in Bonaberi, Douala 4 subdivision, allegedly by his own uncle. On to something else now. Several traders at the Marché Congo here in Douala complaining over the exclusion from the list of beneficiaries of aid from the President of the Republic of Cameroon. And the Minister of Territorial Administration, Tanganji Paul, was here in Douala yesterday. He was on a fact-finding mission, but also a bearer of a message of aid from the President of the Republic of Cameroon. He brought with him close to 40 million francs CFA for the traders, but there are complaints because many of the traders have not been considered in the sharing of that aid from the President of the Republic.
Plus de 600.
Traders at Marché Congo in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, tell us hundreds of them were affected by the last fire incident in that market. 162 names have been counted, and only those whose names feature on the list given to Territorial Administration Minister Tanganji Paul have a share in aid from President Paul Biya. But the president of Marché Congo Traders Association says
ces sinistrés ont été recensés tous.
All the victims of the fire incident were counted.
The head of state did tell me that this is about the 7th time that this market is going on flames, and that he will give instructions so that the administrative authorities and the government delegates should try as much as possible to put in place permanent structures.
If you are doing your business in a temporal environment, you should avoid to put a lot of goods inside, because when there's casualty, you lose everything.
From the incident scene, they have converged on the Douala City Council to receive the head of state close to 40 million francs CFA aid.
President Paul Biya said at least some of you will have the ambition to do some renovation works on the site. So it is very painful not to know where to start. So he gave this 32,500,000 francs to be distributed evenly to all 162 traders, So at least you should have something where you can start.
Some are absent, and the minister gives firm instructions no one takes for another. He tells local authorities to ensure that those absent personally sign out their own share later.
What the head of state has done is very important for us.
Though comforted by the president's gesture, the traders of Marché Congo have a bigger expectation.
Our last word is to solve definitely that problem. Our problem at Marché Congo is fire.
In the meantime, the affected traders will be relocated to a temporary site yet to be known. The establishment of makeshift structures on the section of the market destroyed by the fire incident is forbidden. In a similar story, 83 industrial accidents were recorded across Cameroon in 2018, and there are fears that many more could be recorded this year, and this is why government is stepping up efforts to curb the occurrence of such incidents in the country. For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
82 accidents and major incidents were recorded in Cameroon in 2018, with loss in human lives, major injuries and enormous material damages. Added to this loss and destruction is a direct consequence, which is the loss of jobs. The report from the Ministry of Mines and Technological Development also indicated that 9,234 visits were made in 2018 within the framework to ensure the respect of the law in the domain of securing enterprises and the protection of the environment across the country.
L'industrie camerounaise doit de plus en plus se soucier des impératifs de protection de l'environnement.
During his visit to Garoua in the north region of Cameroon, the Minister of Mines, Industries and Technological Development, Gabriel Dododonki, encouraged enterprises which are putting in considerable effort in terms of security and protection. He highlighted that Cameroon's quest to have a sustainable economy cannot be separated from the necessity to protect the environment.
Les questions environnementales.
Gabriel Dodondonki also revealed that the government plans to open a wider exchange platform with actors of the industrial sector for a better protection and security of the environment.
Ouvrir un large dialogue.
He, however, recognized that the 9,234 visits made in 2018 could not touch all the enterprises across the country, and that has to change in 2019. To better the struggle and ensure perfection in Cameroon, several recommendations were arrived at. Notably, the reinforcement of inspectors at divisional and regional delegations, increasing the amount allocated to inspectors as well as rebuilding the capacities of these inspectors.
Dozens of students of the English subsystem of education in Cameroon studying in a government bilingual high school, Ezeka, in the Nyong and Kele Division Central region of the country, may not be able to write the General Certificate of Education GCE this year, and this is because their parents paid their GCE registration fees through Campos, Orange and Express Union mobile money, but they have been compelled to do so only through MTN mobile money, and this has caused a lot of problems in that school, notably talking about government bilingual high school Ezeka in the central region of the country. Innocent Azi has more.
Tension and panic waves blanket government's bilingual high school Ezeka as most of the Anglophone students in examination classes risk not writing the GCE ordinary and advanced levels this academic year, as deadline to deposit their files according to the GCE board is this March the 1st.
Donc les parents qui ont payé depuis le mois d'août, on commence à payer jusqu'au mois de décembre.
Parents from the month of August till December last year paid school fees and GCE registration in the coffers of Campos, Orange and Express Union mobile money upon the instruction of the Ministry of Secondary Education.
Sont en difficulté maintenant.
Ce sont les derniers, les retardataires qui ont payé à MTN, mais nous qui avons payé avant, nous sommes dans les problèmes.
Months after, the GCE board announced that Anglophone candidates have to pay via MTN mobile money only, while Francophone candidates use Compost, Orange and Express Union mobile money.
Madame le ministre a demandé de payer partout. Je ne sais pas comment ça se passe maintenant qu'on demande de payer uniquement à MTN.
Commotion caused as the GCE board added that students whose files are not deposited before the Friday March the 1st deadline will be excluded from the examination session.
J'ai vu le VP, il m'a dit qu'il fallait repayer. Je lui ai dit que je ne pouvais pas repayer, qu'il faut trouver une solution pour que l'argent revienne.
Parents have vowed not to pay the registration twice as the other operators have refused to refund the money.
Union nous fait comprendre ils ont versé de l'argent à la direction générale. On appelle la direction générale, mais on ne passe pas.
The school administration has assured the victims their children will write the GCE as they have consulted hierarchies to handle the situation.
Nous comptons beaucoup sur la hiérarchie.
Confused and disturbed parents have been urged to maintain calm, though the deadline to submit documents has elapsed.
C'est nous qui maîtrisons la situation, nous allons résoudre le problème.
Getting examination results, paying school fees, and examination registration have been more of a fool's errand and problematic ever since the designation of these mobile telephone and mobile money operators to do the job.
We wrap up this newscast in the Northwest Regional Capital, Bamenda, where our correspondent Stella takes a look at the poor hygienic state of the town, and the situation has been attributed to the deepening Anglophone crisis.
Along major streets within the city of Bamenda, garbage has overtaken the roads and major roundabouts, thereby narrowing them down. The population is now forced to skip over piled-up garbage in order to carry out their day's activities. At the Bamenda main food and Tarinkun markets, traders say they have no choice as they must struggle to put food on their tables, given that the current socio-political climate in the two English-speaking regions of the country is making life almost unbearable for them.
Some customers, when they come here and they see garbage here, they don't like to try and buy because food actually stinks. It affects me, but I don't have a choice.
There are maggots there coming out from the dead. But though we just have to manage, we don't have a choice. We only have to take the smell so when they are ready to come and carry it.
Bamenda city dwellers have been wondering why the garbage is seemingly being abandoned by the company charged with keeping the city off garbage. They are now left with no other option than to devise strategies on surviving in the midst of the stench emitted by the decomposing waste.
When I come in the morning, I spray around one of that just to take away the flies because the flies are too much. When I spray like that, it kills all the flies. So that's the only thing that has been surviving me here.
When we come in the morning, we use spades, we use brooms, we clean it, manage in our own way. Sometimes we cover it even with bags so that flies do not really go in there and disturb us.
This sometimes we go by la fois, they can't transport. Let's say we love the sense more with one head. So you don't stick for under, you don't run for under, because they don't over plenty.
If they not so nothing chop for you, what about one chop in must come home far away place. Then now we they carry water now they not do because when they smooth there now so you nothing, you know they breathe fine.
Sources close to the garbage disposal company revealed to this reporter that the company has suspended its activities until February 16, 2019, given that one of its trucks was burnt at Mbesi in Bamenda 3 subdivision on January 19, 2019. At press time, trucks were yet to be seen at work, even though some of the company's workers were spotted along the Commercial Avenue and other streets sweeping. Inhabitants are therefore appealing to the powers that be to come to their rescue.
We beg government, beg government, let me see this vision. Now what if you go on for this nation, how will they suffer? They can't help with.
As at now, city dwellers look forward to the day when the streets and road junctions will be free of decomposition.
The military had been helping to get the city rid of the heaps of garbage abandoned in markets and other strategic areas of the town. In the meantime, the northwest branch of the debt collection company Izakam is yet to make a statement on that situation in the town of Bamenda. And that's it for this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. Goodbye.